On September 28th, the New York Times released a podcast where Kara Swisher interviewed Elon Musk. And oh my God, she was awful. Listening to this chore of a woman interview the greatest engineering mind of our generation almost made blood spurt out of my ears. Just listen to this garbage.
I think Tesla at this point is not in mortal danger as it was, say, 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a period, technically Tesla's been in mortal danger for a long time, but I would say it is not in mortal danger right now.
Why is that?
Did you not read their financial reports? Did you not listen to their quarterly conference calls? Did you not do your homework with regards to where Tesla stands as a business in 2020? What do you mean, why is that?
Do you like him? Are you voting for him?
Did you really just ask Elon Musk who he's voting for?
To be totally frank, I'm not. I think let's just see how the debates go,
That's going to be your thing, the debates?
Oh my God, shut up.
And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about right now partisan politics? I know you've been on both sides of this a lot of times. I know you were very upset about the immigration issue. I know the gay and lesbian issue was a big issue with you around the executive order. How do you square that circle when you have an administration that you agree with sometimes and then as other times is just appalling?
Can we talk about engineering, please?
And then eventually the sun's going to expand and engulf Earth, and we'll be burnt to.
I'm trying to be doom and gloom. So the sun is going to explode is really your message. The sun is going to explode is how it's going down.
That's what you got out of that. You now think the sun is going to explode. The sun, when it enters its later phases, will expand into a red giant, evaporating Earth's oceans and turning it unlivable. How do you not know basic star science when interviewing the man that is at the forefront of space exploration?
To become a spacefaring people, what do you think the most important technology needs to happen to do that?
He has answered this question so many times before that it is obvious you haven't even done 1 minute of thorough research in preparation for speaking to him.
I think we'll launch Starship sometime next year to orbit.
This is with people in it, or?
Is this a fucking joke?
It's quite a funny essay called I think it's called They're Made of Meat, which some super advanced civilization coming across Earth, and they're obviously all computers, and they just can't believe we're made of meat.
Can't believe it.
Can't believe it. And it's well, how do they talk? It's they blow air through meat flaps, and they slowly move the meat flaps, and then have a meat flute that makes different tones, and they flap the meat, and then that makes sounds, and they talk. The communication rate's very, very slow. It's not terabits. It's only maybe a few hundred bits per second.
Right. Okay.
We're talking at the speed of a tree.
Okay. Meat flaps. All right. I want you to yap your meat flaps and explain to me what we need to do about this.
Flap those meat. Flap the meat.
Flap the meat. Sounds dirty.
Okay, I take away one podcast in for this phenomenal dialogue.
What are you going to do with Neuralink? You're putting them in monkeys right now? What are you doing? What?
Well, Karen, I'm calling you Karen now, by the way. Neuralink actually implanted them in pigs, which you would know if you watched the presentation, which you didn't. Karen then goes into detail about the coronavirus lockdowns and really pushes Elon. It's obvious there was contention between the two, leading to Elon saying,
"This is how you feel about it.
Just move on.
Just move on. That's what you want to
do." Cara, I do not want to get into a debate about COVID situation.
You broke Elon. Now, I'm not saying a journalist shouldn't pressure an interviewee to get to the truth, but Elon has made his stance clear on Tesla's conference call and on Twitter. This was your opportunity to ask the man about SpaceX, Neuralink, the Boring Company, OpenAI, Tesla, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, The Meaning of Life, or a host of other engineering or computer science topics. He is quite literally one of the smartest minds of our time, and you chose to grill him on his political coronavirus beliefs. Karen, this was a pathetic use of Elon's time.
Probably if investors at Tesla knew the full scope of all the things that I do at Tesla, they would be quite concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I want to, but it's just, okay, I need to get this done, can't find anyone to do it, need to get it done, so I better do it. It's not from some desire to keep things close to my vest. I would love to delegate more if at all possible, but the practical reality of it is that I cannot delegate because I can't find people to delegate it to.
Why not?
She really doesn't comprehend who she's speaking to.
You're talking about what's the right path to save humanity. Why do you want to save these meat beings?
Elon has already answered this question too, many times over, with the most recent one being during the Starship presentation in late 2019. Overall, I am frustrated with how people interview Elon. They ask the same questions, don't do their research, and fixate on the dumbest topics. You need to do your homework and focus on the hardcore engineering. Like Everyday Astronaut, he has given the best interview of Elon Musk literally ever. Be like him, not like Karen.
How worried? Talk about it. Talk a little bit about, talk about that. Talk about the specifics. So talk about where we're going. So talk about, what do you think the most, talk about.
My premise is never to try to convince people why they should invest in Tesla. Sell your stock. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Mm-hmm. Why are we having this? What is this podcast?
Good question, Turk.